yet again reminding us how an American flag looks before the end of the next episode. I realized in my last video that I made it seem like the episode 3 flashback with Rick Jr. and Harcourt was an Earth 2 flashback, but to be clear, it's not. It confused me on first watch too, but that is actually our Earth.
They sent him overseas in the back of a VW bug with 1,000 fucking costume clowns to fight a giant starfish. Real f***ed up, Amelia.
Gunn flexing how well he grounds the characters in the absurdity of this universe.
You sell out a lot of women, General.
Rick. Call me Rick.
I also like that her subconscious inability to call him Rick is because of her guilt with Rick Jr.'s death.
Well, I hope you know you'll always be family. Ricky would have wanted that.
You seriously feel the love that Rick Sr. had for his son, too, which is super important for his character. He cares about what Ricky would have wanted, what he'd approve of, and as we inch closer to the finale, you see him starting to lose sight of that, focusing more on revenge by whatever means necessary, and starting to forget about how Ricky would feel about everything he's doing. The meme template this intro has created is also amazing. One of the few cases where the memes don't ruin a show. Notice how there's literally only like 2 white kids in this shot as another subconscious Earth X differentiation.
Okay.
This whole sequence where we get to see Chris's combat smarts, just mwah, chef's kiss.
I was drunk. I told you. I wish it never f***ing happened.
After seeing the finale, I get why that hurt so much. That moment was beautiful. I appreciate them addressing Bordeaux's cyborg thing once and never again, keeping to that theme of things just being a certain way in this universe, and it doesn't need a whole origin story behind it right now.
Well, yeah, I can wear a hat when we meet if that's what you like, sure.
Oh, poor ads. I'm glad Adrian's smart enough to notice it, though.
Don't worry about me. I never kill prostitutes.
The unpredictability of Adrian's moral compass is legitimately one of the most entertaining parts of the show, I swear.
So you disobey a direct order? What order? Staying down while I take my shot.
Nobody told me to stand down, and you better back the off.
I'm so used to Harcourt being mean to her friends, and seeing her pointing that aggression at an actual rival for once is insanely satisfying.
Yeah, I hate her so much. I used a pre-op photo of her mangled body as the screensaver on my phone for a while.
Aw, it's okay to say you have a crush, John. But based on that finale, I think you got a chance. You're a kinda goat for a reason.
You knocked Peacemaker unconscious?
To save his life, John, I couldn't think of anything else.
That's pretty cool, though.
Compliments.
But right now, I'm afraid Flag's gonna kill him. Like, literally kill him.
What? Kill him? Nah.
For me, just looking somebody directly in the eyes is an act of heroism.
Gotta love his self-awareness and how well he knows himself.
Sir, are you certain?
Get out, Bordeaux.
You would think that Flag has no chance even with Chris not fighting back until you remember how he's taken on Dr. Phosphorus and freaking Frankenstein in a fight.
I know it doesn't give you any comfort. There's not a day that goes by that I don't regret.
If that doesn't show you how blinded Rick Sr. is by his rage. The most honest and sincere thing that Chris says, and he gets a damn knee to the face.
You booked Christopher Smith?
Yeah.
Why the f would you do that?
Excuse me for trying to take some busy work off everybody's plates.
Now we have eyes on us. Moron.
Flirting? I really don't know how I didn't see that coming.
It's good you did that.
I'm just gonna give a premature adding Flurry to the 11th Street kids win.
Good.
Eagly!
Adrian saving Eagly's life. There's eating flaming hot Cheetos because it's your favorite snack, and then there's basing your entire personality off of it, and honestly, I respect the commitment.
Despite how it may seem, my priority is protecting the people of the United States. I need to find that dimensional rift. Not only so we could avoid another incident like the one in Metropolis, but for a greater purpose. Benefit us all. I can't say I didn't enjoy pounding on that punk, but thrills were not my motivation.
But you gave me the order to kill.
Because I knew Amelia would stop it.
Telegraphing that finale and confirming one of my biggest issues with the criticism that his goal to imprison metahumans comes out of nowhere. He's acting like he knew Amelia would interfere, acting like there's a greater purpose to the rift, when it's abundantly clear his only goal is to make Peacemaker's life as painful as he legally can, so he improvises justification for everything he's doing. You can see him making these lies up as he goes. He tries to make everything he does seem like it's some sort of big plan to protect America, when really it's for his own peace in a way. In the finale, he realizes aligning his goals with Lex, with the whole metahuman imprisonment thing, that's a golden opportunity to lock up Peacemaker with the knowledge that he'll probably die slowly on another Earth. So yeah, his motivation to imprison metahumans on Salvation was out of nowhere because it's not an actual motivation.
Very impressive, sir.
See, Rick's dumb and blinded by lust, but I'm not going to pretend Bordeaux doesn't have a valid reason. I mean, it's Frank Grillo. Come on now. Like, you wouldn't?
Did anyone want to lighten the mood by quizzing me on some manta ray facts?
I'm glad the rest of this scene is kept as a post-credits outtake. One of the biggest improvements this season is Gunn not overindulging on his jokes like he did in the first season. I think the tone of that season constituted more jokes. It wasn't a bad thing, really. But this season, with its darker, more character-focused tone, doesn't call for quite as many bits, so I'm glad he doesn't leave them in. You had me here. And I did genuinely think that he died. And for that, fuck this show.
Eagly!
I already know Eagly's okay. Why am I about to cry? In a way, this moment kind of foreshadows Eagly's even better friendship with Economos. It starts with season 1 where he's like, oh sure, I babysit eagles now. And Economos' lie about multiple eagles attacking Red Saint Wild actually being a reality by Eagly himself is just perfect.
The prime eagle. Eagly.
Payoff. Put some respect on Eagly's name. That is the prime frickin' eagle right there. This detail of Judah Master wiping the sweat and Cheeto dust off his hands.
Chris, no.
What does it say?
We have to go. Call the others on the way. We need to meet.
No, he's already starting to cry. I seriously can't watch this.
But I'm not sure redemption is something that's truly possible. At least not here.
I was already starting to tear up with how sad this sentiment is, feeling like the world that he lives in wasn't made for him, and the grief and regret making him forget about the people who do care about him.
I think that if you and Harcourt and Economos turn this alien dimensional canister thing over to Argus, you'll be in their good graces enough to all get promoted. Then everyone will be happy.
I wasn't lying about what I said in my season 1 videos. I watched this episode before I went to bed, and Adrian crying did pretty much make me cry myself to sleep. It sucks because you can read it either way and it still hurts Adrian really bad. Either Chris forgot to include Adrian in his letter, or he acknowledged that leaving doesn't benefit Adrian and didn't think it would hurt him at all. Either way, he underestimates how much Adrian actually loves him, and that's the worst part.
Maybe I can meet another me in there.
Aw, he has 2 things to look forward to now. I'm glad they choose right here to transition into slow-mo for the ending montage. Using such a goofy effect shouldn't be borderline nightmare fuel, but it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, Adrian. I'm
If
so
you're sorry, why are you still coming? Jesus.
Jesus, his poor mom. Everyone tell your mom you love her, please.
About how making love can be a way to connect.
Oh my, you're hurting my brain. Stop. Stop.
Oh my god, he's such a middle schooler.
Yeah, man, you don't want to deal with blood money, and that goes to the grave with.
Yeah, I would too.
Does anyone want to quiz me on alligator facts?
No!
That seemed rehearsed.
Okay, I see why everyone's saying they want a Vigilante Deadpool crossover. It would be awesome.
Give me a second to think. You're kidding me, right?
Being supportive.
Hey, John, can you hack this lock?
Not without all my shit.
261011.
What?
That's Chris's dad's code. I'm guessing it's the same.
Vigilante being underappreciated yet again. They literally couldn't have gotten to Chris unless they went back for John's gear, which probably would have gotten them caught by Argus anyway.
Sorry, I just took a shit in there. It's, rancid.
Jennifer Holland's improv.
Yeah, why was he so weird about it?
Our mother gave him that on her deathbed.
David Denman's improv? I honestly don't know what's scripted and what's not. Either way, it's amazing. Props to Harcourt for realizing what's wrong immediately. When I think about it, I feel like a lot more people than you'd think would have let this slip past them. That's gotta freak you out, looking at your own face in the mirror and seeing the face of someone you killed.
You're a chipmunk in my world.
Yeah, I feel like after the initial shock, this is how I'd react to all the differences in an alternate universe.
My dad's not gay here.
Ooh, not sure about that one. He's probably still in the closet because, you know, Nazi world and all that, which is just sad.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
The drastic change in facial expression, the line delivery. Freddie Strom is a national treasure, I swear.
We Spider-Man meme.
Spider-Man is DCU canon now? I could literally not be any happier. Seeing such an undoubtedly perfect casting of Lex Luthor appear yet again is such a breath of fresh air. Nicholas Hoult even adjusts his performance to go darker than what Superman would let him do, but still stays just as obnoxious, conniving, and
I'm here in Belle Reve listening to a bear-sized man but a glowing twink.
allowed to drop F-bombs. This episode's just full of fan service, isn't it? I've also given up on trying to figure out who he's talking about, but I hope it's revealed to us with no pulled punches, just like this line itself.
What is the government willing to give me to stop this clown?
An opportunity for redemption.
Starting to directly set up Man of Tomorrow.
A cyborg had a gun pointed at your head, and the only way that I could save you was to do what I did. And you should have fucking known that. You should know that I would never, ever do something like that to you. And so that hurt my feelings. To be honest, you want to talk about feelings?
Harcourt finally showing some honesty about how she feels, and it totally tracks that she only really does this when she's talking to Chris. It shows what they have and why their romance is one of the big subjects of the season.
Oh my God. It's always the boat.
You can't even talk about That's the thing.
And you never even told me about you and Rick Flag Jr.
The blocking and movement throughout this whole scene is so purposeful, which I always gotta commend. I feel like it's generally something that is pretty overlooked.
Good night, don't hate me.
I know you know I don't.
Their fight gets me so tense that her saying this actually made me breathe easier and realize how much I was pulled into this scene.
So you're right, what you said on the roof the other night. What I do is I go and I get in bar fights.
I know.
Just so I can feel something.
And I still love you.
Oh my god, these episodes are putting me through the ringer. Her realizing that he still loves her despite her flaws and that he knows and acknowledges her feelings more than she does. Ugh, I think this was a scene Gunn mentioned that gets him emotional every time, and I totally get it.
Are you able to pee if something's touching your butt? No way, and I look down upon people who can.
Call back to last season's penultimate episode. Also, I just noticed they do have some differences that help with identifying them. Vigilante 2's gold glasses versus our Vigilante's silver ones, and the silver accents being golden on Vigilante 2. Also, putting two Freddy Stromas on the same set is done so well and so seamlessly that I almost forgot to give it a win. With that, I'm also going to commend the timing between Stroma and his double for hitting every beat so well and spacing it like a real conversation between the two. Every line has to be said at the same speed with the exact same amount of space where the doppelganger would be talking, which is difficult, but they make it look so easy.
You wanna go for a walk?
Oh god.
I haven't seen a single person of color ever since I've been here.
No way.
No way, is that the mural on the right here?
What got out? I'm black!
Ugh, chilling to hear those words come out of someone's mouth. Don't worry, David Denman, I still love you.
I got her!
What a reveal, even if the entire internet saw it coming. Having every citizen run it at a bio like they're some sort of freaking hive mind is also just insane. Another moment where I jumped even though you see it coming. Sort of calls back to the clan members chasing Chris last season, except this time it's played as absolutely terrifying and kind of darkly comedic.
The giant fucking mural of Hitler?
Oh fuck, how'd I miss that?
He is more emotionally mature, but his base intelligence and awareness is still abysmal. Ah, similar move that Chris and Amelia 2 did at the end of episode 5. It's not necessary, but he does it because they're Nazis. Why wouldn't they deserve it?
The Sons of Liberty? Right. The only resistance this world has to the worldwide Nazi oppressors.
Oof, second time Chris has unknowingly brutally murdered a bunch of freedom fighters that are on the same side as him.
Oh, yeah, the Americans won. You must live in like a utopia.
Most accurate response to that statement. I get how stupid it is that Adebayo and everyone else would all run into the pool instead of around it, but to be fair, Leota's scared out of her mind, so she's gonna make dumb decisions. Plus, Season 1 showed her that she doesn't have the greatest survival instincts, and portraying the citizens of Earth X as this fascist hive mind that act like zombies, I feel like would be pretty accurate. Ooh, wonder how Crocs feels about that one.
Wrap your arms around me.
What?
Just do it!
Spectacular moment, spectacular failure.
I never talked to you boys about this, but I saw my own doppelganger in there years ago. And there was something not right about him, something cruel, like he came from a world that was a dark version of ours.
Of course Augie 2 would think this. If Augie 1 is the only piece of our Earth that he's seen, then yeah, he would probably think Augie 1's dimension is somehow darker than the Nazi Earth.
You gotta keep your head on straight. You were always the son that can do that.
Even if Augie 2 is better than Augie 1, it's a little sad to know his favoritism towards Keith is still a multiversal constant.
Why'd you save me?
Didn't seem like a fair fight.
Thanks.
It's actually really comforting to see these two bonding indirectly over the things they do have in common regardless of the teams they've been on, with neither of them being white or straight.
You play Scrabble? It's called Scrabble here.
It's random.
Yeah, the randomness is kind of the only way to go, because with a change as big as the Nazis winning World War II, I feel like things would be way more mixed up than this, but trying to stay realistic with something like that would have been way too difficult for no good reason. Showing that it's all worth it for love. It's also super telling that they're in an intense car chase, but Harcourt leaves her trust in Chris completely to the point where she's this relaxed. Totally makes sense why Augie did this. A few less Nazi cops are good for everybody.
Two of you want to live? You come with us now.
Thank you, Robert Patrick, for saying this line in this way.
Maybe you can accept her dreams.
What?
You said her dream was for the two of you to own a pet store. Can you accept that? So who's crushing who?
Ooh, a side of this conflict we haven't really seen yet, and it makes for yet another heartbreaking scene next episode.
He's my best friend, so I can't just sit here and let you malign him, even though you saved my life.
Hell yeah, gotta love a friend as loyal as Adebayo.
Sad part is, I'm not so sure this Nazi world is as different from our own world as we wish it was.
Not subtle, definitely not subtle, but also not wrong.
Why'd you come back here?
I wanted to feel what it felt like to have a family.
That's gotta hurt for Chris too, knowing that his dad feels more for the doppelganger who accidentally killed him, but seeing some version of Augie Smith actually care about Chris's feelings is surprisingly comforting to see.
Larry Fitzgibbon, Evergreen PD.
Fitzgibbon's back, no Sophie, for obvious reasons, but I'm glad he's alive here.
But is your son here?
No, he ain't here. Sorry.
I'm really sorry, sir, but would it be okay if we came in and took a look around?
You want to look around in my house?
Addressing our perception of Augie by reminding us of a similar scene last season, subconsciously getting us to think, oh, he's just as bad as Augie 1, isn't he?
Is one of them a black woman?
Why?
I saw her. I was chasing her.
Why the were you doing that, Keith?
I thought she got out, Dad.
That's not what we're supposed to do. Jesus, haven't you boys ever learned anything?
Then you see the clues to him trying to teach his boys differently, to use their influence as the top trio to kind of resist the way the Nazis are running things.
Don't call me that.
Don't call you a Nazi.
I didn't create the problems in my world, Missy. I don't agree with them. I applaud you if your world is perfect and you fight every injustice you ever see.
Augie trying his best to do what he can, which is a lot more than people will do when they want things to change, myself included.
And when I
The bluntness, I hate it. It's raw as hell, but also kind of funny, and then it's just sad.
What did you bring here? What is wrong with you? I don't think he was a Nazi.
Two realizations that make this moment so much worse.
What about me, you bastard?
All of them collectively forgetting John's the reason Vigilante even killed Augie too. Taking on that same angle used when Chris 2 was punching him. And I think they used a similar angle when Augie 1 was punching him last season, but every one of those guys were his family in some way, and every one of them never gave Chris 1 a chance. Ugh, that scream. I don't think you could say make it stop in a more straightforward manner.
This is not your world that's wrong or mine. It's me.
God, I don't think anything's gonna be sadder than Chris constantly blaming himself in different ways.
Can't have you coming after him.
Thank God they decided to keep him alive. The potential of a main villain as interesting as Keith Smith and future Peacemaker adjacent media is limitless. That's another telling thing about how Keith feels. He's not only seething, he's also crying because he can't help feeling just a little empathetic towards someone who looks like his brother and shares Keith's own DNA. He could also be crying because his actual brother's dead, but that's how I see it. Boat, we finally get to see the boat. Big Belly Burger has shown up a lot as an Easter egg in the DCU so far, but I'm glad we're getting a full look at it this time, and it even gets to be important to the story.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Cause I don't wanna be.
Haha, Chris would definitely be this embarrassing when it comes to music. It's evident how important it's always been to him since his childhood, so he'd definitely be the type of guy that would embarrass his kids a bunch if he was ever a dad.
Here we go, Zelda.
Of course he's including Maeve when doing shots. Chris is just that friendly now. I love that we never get to know who the hell this last person is that comes in for the group hug.
God damn, hey, baby, shit.
What was that? Yosemite Sam?
All right, jeez.
What, you think you're protecting me?
No, I'm protecting him.
He's mastered the art of talking her down, and yeah, even someone as dense as Chris knows that he's protecting Yosemite Sam more than hardcore.
You know, Adrian doesn't give a about me. His whole world revolves around you.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. But it's also a little sweet.
It sucks because the whole season, Adrian's such a sweet little brother figure, but Chris is so caught up with his alternate perfect father and his alternate alive older brother. I get that this dance move doesn't technically make a swastika, but they do it a lot during this intro. I feel like it means exactly what we think it means.
Maybe because I'm the angel of fucking death.
Funny because he means it as, like, I'm the reason people I love die, but he's also an expertly trained marksman who might as well be an angel of death. I think that's another thing he means by that. He believes he'll always be the same Peacemaker he always was. The one that killed Rick Flag Jr., the one that pushed everyone away.
Your boyfriend's a dickhead.
He's not my boyfriend.
He's not your boyfriend.
First time around, you think he's laughing at her for lying so badly, but then with the ending, you realize a Goat's just happy he's got a chance.
Klein, you threw up on a stripper. Somebody f***ing roofied me or something.
Sucks that this is what so many people in universe are gonna remember about this guy, and not the fact that his face was chewed off by imps.
Door 22 unlocked.
Of course, Agent Klein's the one that finds this door. And yes, I'll call him Agent Klein now. Props to him for going in first, though he died bravely. This is the second time that Gunn's done the hundreds of cute creatures actually having big teeth and are all scary as hell thing, but it's just as terrifying every time.
Are you f***ing kidding?
Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? Ugh, hearing him scream through all of it and making it very clear that he feels every single bite. That's gore that genuinely hurts to watch, even when you're mostly desensitized.
When has anything we've ever done actually been for the good of the people?
Yeah, they all know the answer to that one, which makes it even more disappointing.
He's been depressed since Peacemaker went to jail.
keeps hiding.
No, Sad Eagly's too much for me. Come on now.
Well, I guess if you guys give each other conolingus, then you can call her Lee. Great, now have you guys eating each other's pussies in my head.
That one's on you, Adrian. And I also hate you for putting that in my head. And now everyone watching this video.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm also the type of guy that even when I'm frustrated, I'm very careful with all the expensive stuff.
I guess I'm just really disappointed.
Why?
I guess I'm just better friends with Chris than you, that's all.
What? That's crazy.
I'm willing to possibly take on a blood curse to help Chris, and you're just not.
Like I said, ads knows their friends well.
Dude!
Econogoat's pure joy at seeing Chris. Seeing that after he couldn't even call Chris his friend in the first episode of this season shows how far they've come.
What was I gonna do? Tackle him?
Yeah, of course, dude. What the f is wrong with you?
Tackle foreshadowing. I'm glad there isn't much more to this guy at the moment. He's just a neighbor that minds his own business and doesn't warrant further investigation, which is all he needs to be. This is the same black hole Ultraman was pushed into, right? You know what? It's a shot in the dark, but if I'm right about it, I'll be so happy. Bizarro foreshadowing. Harcourt saying no to going in there for the sake of their safety, and Gunn saying no to going in there for the sake of the budget. Yep, DC's got plenty of time before their zombie-related alternate universe spin-off. Showing how far gone Flag Sr. is, all because he wanted revenge for his son. He doesn't care how many agents he has to sacrifice. He's even basically agreed to let Luthor's own henchmen be in safer places than Argus's own agents just because Lex can get him the revenge he wants on Chris and Argus can't.
Sorry, I mean Rick.
What?
You wanted me to call you Rick, not General.
Yeah, right. Right.
This is why I insist that Flag isn't written badly here. Like I said, a lot of people have said that Rick's motivation has changed too suddenly, and I just don't agree. He never actually cared about imprisoning metahumans. I mean, he's befriended them. It's just that at the beginning of the season, he's watching the news about the metahuman problem, which is his problem now as the head of Argus. And he's got this golden opportunity to get revenge for his son and pretty much lost it when Economos booked him. Now he'll try to fix the metahuman problem as a way to make Peacemaker, the guy who killed his son, spend the rest of his life in a living hell.
We call the planet Salvation.
Not sure why, but the DCU has been the first comic book universe, other than maybe Invincible, that actually makes me want to read more comics. Doesn't mean I've managed to take the time to, but I actually do want to.
You've come a long way from lambasting Luthor in this room a month ago to now being the one to proactively implement his plans.
See what I'm saying? They literally address Rick's sudden change in motivation. If it was a writing error, I don't think it would literally be addressed in the episode itself. I like that the concert segments still keep the focus on Chris and Harcourt. Promise I won't spend the rest of the video just purely defending this finale, but I feel like this is pretty standard length for a vital scene in a show where music's a major part of it, right?
You wanted to talk? Yeah.
Playing with your dog before having a difficult conversation hits weirdly close to home.
It's a ground effort, and I think we might have got the finances to back it up.
Using Adrian's money for something good. The progression to checkmate has been really steady and not out of nowhere. It totally could have felt that way if done wrong, but luckily it wasn't.
I'm here to just let you go.
Okay, last defense before the conclusion, but people were saying this scene was pointless since they were broken up at the beginning of the season and now they just confirmed it, so why was it necessary? But the lack of emotional closure is important, and I feel like it's weird to not think of it that way. Not to mention, Kia's literally the reason we ever meet Adebayo in season 1. And even if you disregard that, emotional closure to cap off character arcs is one of the main things this finale does for so many characters, and that's important for reasons I'll get into in the conclusion.
Did you guys hear about the lobster that went into a bar and the bartender was like, what the f? Because they don't belong in bars, they belong in the sea.
Not sure why it pisses me off how funny this joke actually is.
Everybody stop, okay? I'm leaving town, there's nothing to
Friggin' Adrian.
Your father told you to fight your brother. You did. Waller told you to kill Rick, and you did, and you knew you shouldn't have gone to that other world. Don't tell me you thought in your heart that was the right thing to do. But when you are truly who you are, Chris Smith, what happens? You touch people, man. I believe in miracles because of you. I know who I am because of you.
This motel scene's probably the best part of this episode. It just feels so cathartic and comforting. It's just expertly done.
I just want to know if it meant something to you at all.
Of course it did. An asshole, it meant everything.
Yeah!
Me too, Chris. Me too.
Hashtag me too. And this is probably the sweetest and most overlooked reveal. This is Harcourt's favorite song. Foxy Shazam is her band. She loves it, and of course what, or rather who she loves, is the primary focus of the season.
This is for Ricky.
Well,
here we go. First time I've done a conclusion on a singular episode, but I feel like this one really needs it. I've seen people say that this ending should have been a post-credit scene, which it's hard to say since it's too important for a post-credit scene, but it feels like the start to another season or a spin-off, which I'm okay with. A lot of people say Across the Spider-Verse is incomplete because of the cliffhanger, but I disagree. I think his character arc, the driving force of the plot, is resolved, but the plot itself moves forward to tease Beyond the Spider-Verse. In the same way, I feel like Peacemaker Season 2 ends with the creation of Checkmate, it resolves Chris's arc, and then the imprisonment teases Man of Tomorrow, or a Checkmate show, or some other spin-off. Now, for another common complaint, the lack of action and cameos. It's funny because the finale didn't need any action sequences. It's a much more character-driven season overall, but I feel like so many of the people that said they wanted more action in this episode would also complain about a contrived CGI fight if they actually got one. I'm not saying the finale is perfect, the pacing and the way it uses the runtime could use some work, but it doesn't deserve quite this much hate in my opinion. Now, if this season wasn't for you, I get it. Compared to season 1, it leans much more into the sci-fi elements and the character arcs and less so into the comedy and action. And I think people dislike the season not because it was actually that bad, but just because it wasn't what they expected. Myself included. On first watch, the finale had been so hyped up for me that I was disappointed too, but rewatching the whole season knowing what to expect, it's such an aggressively overhated finale in my opinion. But look, while I believe the season's amazing on its own, it's totally valid to expect the same blend of action, comedy, and drama as season 1 and be disappointed when a show lacks consistency in its tone between seasons. It's just that, to me, I like the decisions Gunn made and thought it worked really well. What'd you guys think of Peacemaker Season 2? Let me know in the comments. Thank you patrons and channel members for the support, and thanks to every one of you for watching. As always, you guys are an absolute win, and I'll see you soon.